winning. This little book here, it's got everything. All right, we're recording. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to today's training. Tuesdays are for training. It is our academy trainings every Tuesday, guys. So the one thing about Blossom Bloomers is that every single day, our commitment is getting 1% better than what we were yesterday. That is our commitment. We are getting 1% better on a daily basis, whether it is fitness, right? Whether it is you making healthier choices, eating better, right? Whether it is self development, whether it is your skills, right? Bloomers are committed to getting 1% better every single day than they were the day before. That is who we are. And one day you are going to be unrecognizable. It's the little things that you do every single day that count. So it's the consistency. You doing it every single day. So as the year is starting, I know we've got huge plans, right? A lot of people are running for the MSc cruise. A lot of people are running for ranks. It is exciting. I see it. With the calls I'm getting, so many people, they top 10, I'm part of that 10. People are busy. They are busy trying to qualify, and that is amazing. And so I wanted to train you guys on team duplication. And so this is very important that from the word go, as you start, growing your team, understand the fundamentals of getting your team to where you desire it to go, right? Well, team duplication is so important in network marketing because let me tell you something. Before you have team duplication, your network marketing business is not a business. It is just a job because it is going to feel like every single day you're reporting on duty. And disclaimer, huge disclaimer, that is how we all start. In the beginning, it's just you, right? Doing the things, doing the things. But if you do the team duplication properly, it is going to be you, and then it's going to be you and another leader. And then it's going to be you and two leaders. And then it's going to be you and three leaders. And that is how you duplicate. When you know you've got a successful business, when you have a large number of people doing small things every single day. That is the gist of network marketing, right? You know that it is successful, your team is successful when you now have a huge team every single day committed to doing small things. In the beginning, it is a small number of people doing a lot of things. But if you do it consistently and you're doing it well, it then becomes a large number of people doing a small amount of things, committed to doing it every single day. And boy, oh boy, does the compound effect pay you well. Network marketing, that's what makes it so amazing, is because there is no limit. In your corporate job, there's a limit, right? In most things, in some businesses, there's a limit. There's only so many customers you can serve. But in traditional businesses, but in network marketing, because you are doing this with a whole lot of people, there is absolutely no limit to how much your network can grow. Therefore, no limit to how much your income can grow. So from the word go, it is so important for you to make sure that you understand the fundamentals of team duplications and you consistently start the work to make sure that you are in line to make sure that it's happening for your team, right? So the first thing about team duplication, guys, if you've got your Bloom book, open it to here. The page with the color. That is where team duplication starts. It's everything that I'm going to be training about today, right? So open your Bloom book. Ooh, what did I just do? Sorry about that. Open your Bloom book, and that is where you should go, all right? So team duplication. The first thing that I want you to very much understand is that everything Absolutely everything rises and falls on leadership. That is important. In your team, in how you do things, and definitely how your team is going to duplicate in your team culture, in your team rituals. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Leadership is influence, right? For you to be in leadership, for someone to allow you to lead them, it means that you are in a position of inspiring, you are in a position of influencing them to becoming better, right? It means that they are trusting you to take them to the level of where they are wanting to go, right? So the very first step for every single person in team duplication, the first important step, and this is the step that I'm going to spend a little bit of time on, is that the most important step is for you to lead yourself. Team duplication begins there. You leading yourself. Write it down. Right. This is so strange because I can't see you. So I keep on wanting to go back because I can't see everyone. You leading yourself is the utmost, most important thing for you growing your team, right? Leading yourself. I understand we've got uplines. Every single person has got uplines. You've got expectations. And today I'm telling you one thing, right? Divorce this and concentrate on this going down. Divorce what is going up here and concentrate on you going down. You duplicating, the most fundamental thing is you leading yourself. Before you lead your team, before you lead everyone else, you leading yourself is the single most important thing. Why is this? Because whatever you're going to tell your team to do is not what's going to happen. Your team is going to do what they see you doing. So when you are in a position of leadership, why it's important for you to lead yourself is because you need to be doing first. Leadership is you leading, doing, showing, and then turning around and making sure that it's duplicating, right? So the first most important thing is for you to lead yourself, because if you are not leading yourself, there is nothing to show. If there is nothing to show, you've got no right to be able to tell someone else to do what you say they must do. Imagine, the audacity of you saying that people must do launch calls when you don't do launch calls. It's impossible. You can't, right? Imagine you telling people to show up for their business every single day when you don't show up. It's not going to happen. So the single most important thing, and I want you to write it down, and I want you to see it. I wish you write it down and you put it in your bathroom mirror, or you put it by your fridge. That number one, I must lead myself. Every single day, you need to be leading yourself. Who you show up as, that is what your team is going to be doing. If you show up and you are showing your team that you are speaking to 5 people a day, that is going to be the rhythm for your team. If you are showing up for your team and you are showing them that every single day we are selling one product, that is going to be the language in your team, right? So the most important thing before you lead anyone else is you leading yourself. So when I say everything rises and falls on leadership, I want you to think inwards. If it has to be, I have to be the one to make it happen. If it has to be, it is up to me to make sure it happens. Duplication is you duplicating yourself. Now, the danger is if you are not leading yourself, what are you duplicating? Because let me tell you something, duplication is definitely going to happen, whether it is duplicating right or you are duplicating wrong. It will happen. So if you are leading yourself, then you are in control. You are in the steering wheel of how this duplication is going to happen. Because if you are not leading yourself, you are duplicating that. But if you are leading yourself, and that is what your team is duplicating as well. Your team will know that, if when you wake up right now and you say, guys, it's time for us to do house presentations. We need to be filling out our dining rooms. We need to be going out. We need to be showing the plan. We're going out and we're going to be sitting and doing one-on-ones. If your team is not seeing you do that, they will not do it. Because what needs to happen is that you need to do it, and your team will see how you are succeeding because of it, and then they will copy because they're wanting the same result. So monkey see, monkey do. Monkey see, monkey do. So if your diary as a leader is empty, guess what? Nobody in your organization is going to have a full diary. I did a training, and I think it was only leaders, it was supervisors and above. And I said to them, I know immediately how successful you are going to be by what your 7 days look like. Right? If you have not planned for it, you cannot expect it to happen. Right? If today you don't have a plan of how you are going to work your business, there is nothing that is going to make your business successful today, because you have not planned for it. You have not planned a call. You have not planned, going out showing the plan. You have not planned calling people. You have not planned inviting anyone. I know how successful a leader is going to be by their plan. Right? How many people they personally going to speak to before we are talking about your team, before we are talking about you serving others, you yourself, what your diary says, what your plan is. Right? I immediately know how successful your business is because you're not winging it. There is no such thing as winging it in business. It doesn't happen, right? I was in corporate for many, many, many years. Let me tell you something. I had a plan on how I was going to fulfill my targets, how I was going to do what needs to be done every single day. No one walks into the office and they don't know what's going to happen. You already know that, okay, this is up. My monthly stats are up. And for me to be able to have something to give for my monthly stats, I need to do this weekly. This needs to happen so that it compounds, so that at the end of the month, I can submit my monthly stats. But it doesn't happen on your 30th when you're submitting it, right? It's every single day you're working towards your monthly stats, right? If you are leading a team, you don't just go and you wake up and you don't know what your team is supposed to do. You plan for it, right? So the very same thing needs to happen in your business. The minute your calendar is a CEO of Blossom Bloom, because I'm speaking CEO to CEO right here. Every single person that I'm speaking to on this call right now, we are talking same level. CEO to CEO, because you have a back office. That means that you've decided that you are going to be ambassador for this company. You are having your long arms, and you are going to make an X amount by CEOing this business as your own. So there is no way for you to expect success if you have not planned it. Right? So I want to just spend more time making you understand that before any team duplication can happen, it starts here. This is the person that is responsible for it. For whatever it is that you are wanting to happen, it is this person that is responsible for it, right? If you are wanting to attract amazing people, guess what? Who needs to be amazing? It's me. If you are wanting to attract powerful people, guess who needs to level up and get better to a level to be able to attract those kinds of people? It's me, right? So everything rises and falls on leadership. Whose leadership? It's me, right? Whose leadership? I want to see you on the screen. Point yourself. Who is leadership? It is you. You are leadership, right? So whatever that needs to happen, I want you to look no further. It's not your sponsor. It's not your upline. It's not anyone else. It's not your team, because every time when I'm sitting with people in network marketing, I know exactly what kind of leader you are when you open your mouth. The minute you open your mouth and you are saying my team is dormant, I already know what kind of leader you are. The minute you're opening your mouth and you're complaining that your team is not doing anything, I already know that you have given your destiny to someone else. You've given your leadership to someone else. When we say everything rises and falls on leadership, You have taken that responsibility and you have given it to someone else. When a leader opens their mouth and they say, my upline is not doing this, I already know. Your destiny is in someone else's hands. You've given up the power. Because when everything rises and falls on leadership, it's this person. It's me. Look no further. It is you. So when we are talking about duplication, number one is you. It is you leading yourself before you have the right and the audacity to lead anyone else. Right? I want to see you leading yourself so successfully that your team doesn't have a choice but to rise up to your level of excellence. That's what must happen. Right? Your team needs to feel that they cannot point you out as a leader because the excellence is too high. Because how dare they when they're not producing fruit and you are out there leading from the front? How dare? How dare anyone says that's my leader when they are not producing and you are leading yourself on such high, you are showing up. Your diary is there. You've got things written down. You've got plans, who you're talking to. Your business, you are engaging your business. You have a plan on how to achieve your target. Some of us here, we have no idea how we're going to rank up, but you want to rank up. Some of us just say, yes, this is what I want, but you don't put it down. No, we can't do that. You can't expect it. So we start by leading ourselves. That is the most important thing. The most important thing is you leading yourself. I could do this Zoom the entire time, the entire hour of our training. I could just talk about you leading yourself because I promise you that is the one thing that will make you unstoppable. The power of a person that has decided what their destiny is and what they want from this business. It is not held by anyone else. It's not held by a customer's no. It's not held by a prospect's no. It's not. Because you have decided and you are going to lead yourself. And every single person, everyone else now comes after you. Your upline comes, we are here to support you. We come after you leading, right? Even your upline. Your upline comes after you are calling, you are coming and saying, guess what? You know what, Mkosi? This is my plan for this week, right? So I'm doing this and this and this and this, and I would like your support in this and this and this and this. What is that? It's you leading. You are telling your upline where you are needing her or him. You see? You are leading. So your upline now looks and says, okay, this is where I position myself in this person. It's not the other way around. There's no way. I can't be chasing you to make money. Who? I mean, who knows your pain? Who's the person who knows that you need a second car or you need a first car or you need to build your mom a house or you need an extra 5,000 Rand or an extra 50,000 Rand? It's not your upline. She's got her own problems. There's something else that's keeping her, not sleeping. It's you. It's you who knows why this business is important for you. So it is you who needs to make sure that you are getting what you need to get from who you need to get it from. If your upline is not available, you climb. You go to the next person. If that person is not available, you climb and you go to the next person. I want to see you climbing up to you get to a VP. And if that VP is not getting you, I want to see you climb and get to me and you tell me that this is who I spoke to, this is who launched me. What is that? It's you leading, right? So that's the first important thing is that when we are going to get started talking about duplication, the responsibility is not on anyone but yourself. You are the person that is holding that steering wheel. You are deciding how fast we're driving. You are deciding if we should be watching out for the policemen or not, right? So that is what's up. So that's the first thing. Lead yourself, right? So I'm gonna start sharing again so that you can see the notes that I made. But really, I want us to go back to our Bloom book because that is the most important, right? So now let's go to the gospel of duplication, right? So the gospel of duplication is this. Before you have duplication, ladies and gentlemen, you are just the only person doing big things or doing many things by yourself, right? But once you've got a duplication, and that is now success ignited, now you are a group of people doing a lot of small things, right? That is the power of duplication. And when we are all starting, guys, we all start, what is this mosquito doing? Oh gosh, we all start on the level where it's you doing majority of the work, and then as you duplicate and as you do the work, then it is you doing it with a large team, and that's where it starts being beautiful. You know, when we talk about network marketing, is not perfect, but it's better. It's because of the power of duplication, and it's because of the power of having residual income, having teams, having people who, whether you are there or you are not there, they are showing up for their business. But it all begins with you. How you walk is going to determine the type of people that you birth, right? So I said in the beginning that how duplication work is that you tell, you show, they try, they do, right? So the gospel of duplication, number one, is that where it starts is that you first recruit your level one distributors, right? We all, that's where it starts. You can't have duplication without you going out and getting someone, right? So it starts by you getting your level of your first level of distributors, guys. Now, and then the second part is that you help your level one distributors recruit their own level one distributors, right? And then the third step is that you teach your level one distributors how to work with their own level one of distributors. And then thereafter it is consistency, right? Now you consistently work together with your level one, and your level one is working with their level one, which is your level two, and it keeps duplicating like that. Now I'm gonna just stop this because that is the framework of how it works. Now I'm gonna now go into the practice of it because that's important, right? So here at Blossom Bloom, and we've got it here in your launch book. Guys, there are many ways of doing this, but I am showing you the way that in my 10 years has been fail proof. If I'm starting now and I say I'm wanting to build an organization of over 20,000 people, this is how I do it, because over the years it is fail proof. I want you to say fail proof in your mind, right? So this is how we have done it. This is how I have done it, and this is how I know it is fail proof. When I look at an organization and it is not duplicating, immediately I know that you are not following the steps, right? In network marketing, it does not matter what works. What matters is what is able to duplicate. That is it. You know, because let me tell you something, I can be an amazing presenter. I can't duplicate that. It's not duplicatable, right? And then Ayanda could have a very powerful network, right? She could be a person where she gets her phone out and she knows, you know, some big shots in Cape Town, and that big shot knows some big shots in Uganda. And within just the click of her hands, she's got a distribution network of 100 people. That is not duplicatable. Why? It's her network. My skill is my skill, my talent, my way of being able to speak to people. That is mine. I can't duplicate it. I can't give it to you. So when we are talking about duplication, it's important that we follow systems, because systems will not fail you, right? So it doesn't matter what works. It may work for you that you've got 100 network users, but teach your team a system, because you are going to recruit someone who doesn't have 100 network, right? It doesn't matter that you are amazing in presenting. That's amazing. We love it, right? We're going to use your talent, but that is not duplicatable. So you teach your team a system, because you are going to recruit someone who cannot present. So a system is fail proof, right? So it doesn't matter what works. It only matters what is duplicatable. And what is duplicatable? This duplication is. Number one, you get someone in, right? You recruit someone. We all know someone, right? Immediately, guys, immediately within 48 hours, this person, you need to plan their Bloom Connect or their launch call. Here it's called a launch call. What is a launch call? It is your own individual presentation, right? It can be face to face, it can be on Zoom, because we work online most of the time. It's easy, it's quick, right? Let me tell you what happens in a launch call. A launch call, number one, when I say get your Pearson launch within 48 hours, that is important, because you're working with the mind. When someone is coming in with Blossom Bloom, they have just signed up. You need to work when they are still excited. Why is that? Because we are human. Immediately when you make a big decision, you start thinking about it and going back. Can I do this? Should I have done this? Wait, what did I just do? I remember the first time I purchased a car, and I was working in a very junior job, and I was about to drive off with it, and I was like, what did I just do? Can I really afford this? I mean, the bank has given it to me, but can I really afford it? So it's human nature that immediately when you do something, anything, your brain starts talking that, wait, can I do it? Will I be able to? So you want to launch your people within 12 to 48 hours, while they are still excited, while they still have it, while they still believe that they can. And the second reason you want to do this is because it is so important that when you sign up someone, that within 30 days, they make money. It works on the psychology of someone. The minute you're making money, you're winning. The minute something happens that says clap, 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 guess what? The psychology of your brain says, I can do this. I'm going to be able to do this. Therefore, I can be able to walk on water, and you do. Right? There's something we call in network marketing, which we call beginner's luck. Right? That is a real thing. It's beginner's luck when you just started with network marketing and you don't know anything about it, because your mind is still fail proof. You don't know the dangers. You don't know people saying no to you. Right? So you are just going way through, and because you are just going way through, you are going to win quicker and better, because you are not thinking about the bad things that possibly could happen. So first, number one, you've recruited someone, right? The first thing is that you need to launch this person within the first 2 days. Launch them. So this is how my dialogue normally go. When I sign up someone, I'm excited. Hey, congratulations, welcome. Give me your photo. They give me their photo. So I'm going to add you into our group. Hey, so tell me something, Mandy. Why are you joining Blossom Bloom? How much money are you looking to make? Oh my God, I'm just looking to make, an additional 5,000 Rand monthly. I'll be happy. Okay, Mandy, that's amazing. So tell me something. Are you wanting to make this money quickly or slowly? That's important, because it's already driving at the speed we need to go. I'm already preparing her mind. No one has ever said to me, I want to make my money slowly. It has never happened. I have never received someone saying, "No, Bongi, I actually want to make my money slowly." The only slowly I sort of normally get is someone who's, "I just want to use the product right now." Then I know they're not interested in building right now. That's fine. They must just come in, and the heat inside the group will change that situation, and they're going to convert to become a builder. But every single time someone signs up and they're wanting to do the business, I ask them, because I need them to be the one saying, "I want to make the money fast," right? So I ask them a question. I say, how quick do you want to make money, quickly or slowly? Simple question. Do you want to make the money quickly or slowly? If I was to ask you that, Ayanda, what would you say? What would you say? Dineo, what would you say?
I would want to do it quickly.
Correct. As you should. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Making money slowly is painful. It is painful. So immediately when they say, "Bongi, I want to make it quickly." Perfect. Let's do your launch call. So a launch call is you getting a couple of friends together. It can be anyone. Don't worry about how many people you are able to get. I'm happy from 2, right? If you've got more than 2, we are going to have a big party. So immediately, what is that telling them? It's telling them to relax, because most of the time everyone just said, "Where am I gonna get people?" Even though you've got over 600 people on your phone, but immediately someone says, "Where am I gonna get people?" And they think about impressing you as the upline, and they think about impressing me. I don't want them to think about impressing me. I want them focused on their business. I want them focused on launching their business. So what do I say? I say, we are going to launch you. Why? Because if you were opening a shoe business, you were going to invite people over before you opened that business. How many times have you attended a business launch? It happens all the time. If you're opening a clothing shop, you invite people, "Come see my shop," right? That is exactly what a business launch is. They are declaring to people that they know that, "Hey, I just started something new that I'm so excited about." And that is exactly what I tell them. This thing is annoying me. And that is exactly what I tell them. I just can't believe it. It's like 8 o'clock at night. Like, why have things flying around? It's insane. So that is exactly what I tell them. I say, "Look, your responsibility is only to be excited. In that call, I'm going to be doing the talking. You are only going to open, say hello, and introduce me." That's all they need to do. "Oh, okay, that's all I need to do." That's all I need to do. I need you to do. So we plan a launch call immediately. So someone joins on a Monday. The best thing is for you to launch them on a Tuesday. If not, launch them on a Wednesday. So immediately when they say they want to make money quickly, I say, "Okay, can we launch you tomorrow at 6 o'clock?" They say, "No, okay, 6 o'clock can't work. How's 7 o'clock?" I'm pushing it so that they understand that we are doing this, right? So you need to seal that deal as quickly as possible. Let me tell you why. The first reason, I've already told you, that it's for the psychology, that they need you need to get there while they still thinking, and they still know that they can do it. And number 2, so that they can be able to make money as quickly as possible, right? But number 3, it's important for you to be able to get into your people's network as quickly as possible for their benefit, right? Remember, when your people win, you are winning. When your people win, you are winning. So you are invested in your people winning. That is how a team duplicates. You have a bunch of winners, right? And then you have a surge in your business, right? There is no one who earns 50,000 Rand and there is no one in their team earning 40,000, 30,000, 10,000, 5,000. It doesn't happen, right? It is a huge surge of a bunch of winners. So you need to understand that for you to win, you need to get into making a bunch of winners, right? So bunch of winners are made over time. They're made over time by mindset. They're made over time by getting used to doing the things every single day, right? So now you showing them how this business works, right? You are going to be doing the talking for them. So a launch, you plan it, right? You do a Zoom. They invite people. Remember, you've already told them that over 2 people, it's a party, right? So the expectation is not high. But I've never had a launch call with less than 3 people. It has never happened. It's always 3 people, 4 people, 20 people sometimes if it's a superstar, but it's always like 3, 5, 6, and every single time I get into a launch call, they say their hello, and now you as an upline, your job is to now edify this person, right? Remember, they don't know you, and because they don't know you, they are going to trust you as a business person. They know this person, and this, because they know them, it could be a good thing and a bad thing. If they're business savvy, it's going to be a good thing because they trust the business skills. If they're not business savvy, they're just thinking, oh, Nkosam Dineo. I'm just coming to this Zoom because I have to be here. But immediately I come along, right? And they have edified you, because that's important. They edify you. They say, this is my upline, and they say good things about you, right? And then you need to turn around and say and edify them as well, and say good things about this person. Why is this important? It's important because they now, whoever is you are presenting to, they now are seeing this person through different eyes. How would Dineo? They are talking like, oh my God, she's talking so well about Udineo. Oh, okay. All right. Right. So remember, you're the stranger. So everything that you say, they're going to trust and they're going to believe it because they don't know you. You are here to present the business, and you present the business on behalf of your person. Right. Now, every single time someone comes in, I say my rule of launching is that one single person needs to be launched 4 times. That is successful. Why? Because you can never find time. The same people can never attend the same Zoom, right? And we know different people. We know people, we went to school with, we know our friends, people we go to church with, people we in Stockfells with. So these groups, you need to, get them at least 4 times. So the first week of someone joining the business, you need to be launching them, right? So the first week or the first 2 weeks, right? So launch them at least 4 times. Each person launch them at least 4 times, right? Now, the wonderful thing about launching is that 2 things are going to happen. This person, okay, actually 3 things are going to happen. Number one, this person, is going to see you in play. And the more you hear the presentation, the more you hear the business, something just happens, man. When you keep hearing this thing, you understand it better, and you want to do it better. So that's the first good thing. But the other 2 things is that from a launch, they are either going to get a customer because of the product that you are going to present, or they are going to get a prospect, someone who says, oh, wow, I actually want to join this business myself. That is the reason why you need to launch them at least 4 times, because from that 4 times, someone is going to buy it. Are we together? Are we still together? Or do we understand? Tankiso says yes. Okay, perfect. Bongi, 100%. Perfect. Right. So now I want us to go back to the importance of you leading yourself. Because let me tell you something. I am saying it to you right now, but launching an individual 4 times requires commitment. You see where we go back to you leading yourself. It requires commitment, right? It requires you understanding that you are building a foundation, right? It requires you understanding that if I break the system, then I'm not going to be able to get the fruit from it. You are building a system. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry about that. Right? So each person, you launch them 4 times. Now, I have a rule. I don't, once I've launched someone 4 times, the fifth times it's always a dummy call. I will say, okay, we're going to launch you one last time, right? But it's never me who's presenting. It's I always I put them on the deep end. So, and then I tell them like 30 minutes before, and I say, oh, by the way, you're going to be presenting this time. Why? Because it's important that you do and you do, and then you teach. And then once you've taught, your team now needs to do. Whatever you do, you turn around. Whatever you learn, you turn around and you teach the next. And they need to do it themselves. If you are the only one doing launches in your team, your duplication is broken. Right. So why do I normally tell them? I normally tell them like an hour or 2 hours before. They've already planned it. We've already put out the thing. They've seen me presenting it. They know the rhythm. They know that I'm gonna do this. They already know. And then I tell them 2 hours before, I say, okay, Dineo, today we're changing things. I've already launched you 4 times. So today I want you to do it. There's no wrongdoing because at launch you are sharing. We've got a PDF and you are following a PDF. And you've seen me following the same PDF, right? We talk about the product. I say, what the product do for me. And then I talk about the compensation plan. And a launch is short. It's not the same thing as a presentation, guys. A launch is much shorter. Why? Because you are sharing your excitement. You are validating why this person has joined this business and why you have joined this business. You are validating it and you are showing it to someone short, right? But the PDF, using, the PDF and using, things like that. So on my fifth launch, I now tell them that you are going to be presenting. They say, oh no, Bongi, I can't do it. I say, you can. No, I can't do it. You can. No matter how many times I tell them that they can, believe me, they will do it because I won't do it. They will do it, right? So we get on the call and then they start and I say, and then they hand it over to me and I say a wonderful something about them, and then I say I'm going to hand it over to Udineo, who's going to just say a few things, who's going to outline the business, the product and the business, and then they do it. I've had a few disasters from this, but it's so nice when if you keep your mind open and you keep, you just keep your heart open. It's not the end of the road. The bottom line is that Dineo needs to learn to present the business. Ayanda needs to learn to present the business. Anazo needs to learn to present the business. Remember, you do it for them, you show them, and then you let them do it. Your team is not going to duplicate if you are the center of it all. If every single time they are looking for something, they are looking for you. Please, that is not how a team duplicates. If you as a leader, every single time your customer is asking you about product questions and you are running to it's okay to ask for feedback. But honestly speaking, read the ingredients. That's how you lead. Read the ingredients. Stay there. Go into the website. Cut down what the ingredients are. You can only do this a few times. After that, no. This, yeah, that's important. Because if you don't do that, you are always going to have a team of babies. And that is not what's happening here. You are raising leaders. You are raising leaders. And you are teaching them to also do the same thing. You want your leaders to also raise leaders. Why? Because when you have an army of leaders leading leaders, you have a successful business. Before then, what did I say? It's just a job. Your network marketing business is just another job up until you lead yourself and you teach others to lead and they are leading themselves. Now you've got a success. So it's important from the word go that you understand that you in your team, you cannot be the source of everything. Oh, ask Vuvu. No, let's ask Vuvu. No, let's ask Bongi. No, Mtati will know. Why don't you know? Why? Why don't you know? Why don't you find out then? Because we've got everything. We've got a PDF, we've got a Bloom box, everything is written down somewhere. The minute you as a leader, and I don't want this to excite you because I see it in leaders, especially in the beginning when you've just started a team. You just started and you've got, 5 of your own people, my team, my teammates, and it's nice, they are your team. But the minute you are the source of it all, you don't have a team. You've got babies who are crawling, and you need to wipe their bottoms all the time because they are babies. You can't have that situation. So you don't allow it from the beginning. From the beginning. You don't allow it from the beginning. And that is why I also have a rule. I have a rule in when I am leading an organization, when I'm growing a team, when I'm building a team. My rule is I will walk with you if you are walking. I will run with you if you are running. I will fly with you if you are flying, but I will never, ever sit with you if you are sitting. And you need to be in that rhythm as a leader. And it will naturally come like that when you are leading yourself. Because if you are leading yourself, you are constantly becoming better, which means the person I met yesterday is not the same person I met today because your level of excellence keeps going. It keeps coming up. So I want you to understand that. And it's very important that you cut that string and don't think that you doing everything for your team is you being a good leader. You're not. You are not being a good leader. One of my favorite people, I once sat her down, and she's such a nice person. She's very nice, 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 and there's nothing wrong with that. And I sat her down this one time, and I said, "You may think that you being a nice leader is important, but it's not. You being a nice leader is the most useless thing you can do to your team. Your team doesn't need a nice leader. And I'm not saying this for people who are rude to think that you need to be rude to your team, you need to be hard to. That's not what this discussion is about. I'm saying that your team needs results. They need someone who's going to lead them to results. And you cannot do them by cuddling them. You cannot do it by cuddling yourself. It can't. It just won't happen. So you thinking that you need to do this because you need to be nice, it's useless. You need to be a leader that gets results. When someone comes to you, they know that anazo, I'm gonna get the results. I'm gonna get the mentorship. How? If your anazo is also still crawling and drinking milk when it's time to eat meat, how would that happen? How would Anazo deliver anyone else when she's not delivering herself? Do you see the danger? So that is the danger. Your team needs a leader that is going to give them results. When we say we're ranking up, right, what are we doing? And everyone looks at you, they have the right to look at you because they know that you're going to deliver results. But we're just going to try and then we're going to see. Haibo. No, that's not how it works. So I want you to think about it, and I want you to be in your sober mind, and I want you to understand that being a nice leader is useless. You need to be a good leader. A good leader. Right? So let's go back to our steps. Right? So you've launched your person 4 times. The 5th time is your dummy. That is, it's not a launch. It's now your person doing it. Right? Because we all can do this. We all can share what the products are doing. They all can share why they're excited about this business. And they all can be able to share from the PDF, our 8 ways of getting paid and why they are excited for themselves about the 8 ways. No one is asking you to present like Ubongi. No one is asking you to present like Ubusi. We want you to present like yourself. We want you to say your understanding. The PDF is there to guide you so you don't say anything that is not the truth. So that's the fifth time, right? What have you done? You have launched your person 4 times, and now they've had an opportunity to do it themselves. Now, that is a successful business. In these 4 times, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to happen that your person is not going to get one sale or they're not going to get one person joining. That is what a launch is all about, right? Remember, your launches are happening at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, and then you also have, the main Zoom where we all go and we all invite, and your people also all invite, and they put their people there, right? So in your first week, what does this foster? It foster a winning sense, because in your first week, if you have done this, your person is going to have their first clap because they've sold the product. They're going to have a first clap because they have their first sign up, right? So that is the first thing, right? Now, that is where the magic now begins. It's you, it's your person that you've brought in. And now you've launched them and they've signed up one person. This is your second generation, right? Now, what needs to happen is that you guys, you need to get into this network as quickly as possible. So you do the same thing, right? So when they sign up, you've taught them, like they've seen it happen. So you've taught them that now you've signed up your person. Okay, cool. Get your person to be launched within 48, the same way how I did with you. Now let's launch them, right? Now remember, with them, you've launched them 4 times and then they've done it on the fifth time. But guys, let's really be realistic. They're not going to be, unless it's a superstar or someone who's got experience, they're not really ready as yet to now launch for someone else, right? So your second generation, you now come in, right? You are now launching for this person, and you do the same thing for this person, right? So this person, you launch them also 4 times, and then on the fifth time you get them to do it, and now you hand it over to your child and you say, this person, right, even in the launch, sometimes, if this person that you signed up and you see would say, they really, they've got their wits about them, you can launch their person twice and then they can do the other 2 launches. It's important that they do it, right? So you do it, they do it as well, right? So now in your team, you are now a team of 3, right? It's you. You've recruited one person, and and this one person has recruited one person. You have launched this one person 4 times, and you have helped launch your second generation 4 times or twice, and they've done it the other 2 times, right? What does this seem like? It is success. Now, this person, your second generation, the same thing happens, right? From your launch, they are going to get one person and a sale or something like that, which means the birth of your third generation. Now, so they already know this person, they already know what launching is like. But now you still need to manage that situation, and you still need to be having conversation with them that, have you launched so and so? Okay, so I see so and so is recruited. Right, now let's launch them. Okay, let's get their posters out. Right, now let's launch them. You're now not launching this person. Remember, you've launched their first generation for them, but now you're not launching their third generation. You are in the call as support, but you are not doing it for them. You're not now sitting and doing launches for them. They are now doing it themselves. Remember, this is their grandbaby, and it's their grandbaby now, right? And you are there as support. Questions, if there are any questions, you are there, right? As moral support, you are there. At the end of the call, you come back and you give feedback. Oh my gosh, well done, I'm so proud of you. You were able to do this and this and this and this, but guess what? I would improve this and this and this if there's any improvement. If there isn't, then you give them the full report. You blew my mind. I didn't know you were that good. Wow, congratulations. Wow, you did it. Look at you, right? They're doing it, right? And now it goes back. You still have one person. Okay, I don't know why you've got one person, because you need to get Bloom qualified. You need at least 3 people, right? So now you when you recruit your second person, it starts again. The same thing. It starts again, right? You are now launching that person 4 times. That person does the same thing, right? And now they also launch, which means they are also bringing one person. And guess what? On the fifth, you now get them to do it, and then they also have brought in someone, and you now help launch their second generation, right? Their second generation. You now help launch their people, right? Which is your third generation, right? You help launch that person. And then the fourth generation, you don't launch. You are sitting and you are clapping in the call, right? Now you see that you are busy every 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, because it's either you are launching someone or your team is launching someone, or you are in a team Zoom because someone has been launched. Do you see? Do you see it? And when you have duplication, and when this keeps on going on, with or without you in your generation, someone is being launched at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock because you have started a ritual of 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock we launching. That is what your business is about, a ritual. When I'm building, I'm never free at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock because I'm launching. I'm launching someone or I'm launching for someone. I'm launching someone or I'm launching for someone. I'm launching someone or I'm launching for someone. That is how duplication happens, right? In the beginning, it's just you. But guess what? That first two people that you started and you trained, they are now doing the same thing, right? They are now doing the same thing. Now, it's important that we learn to recruit as many people as possible, because when you recruit 5 people, from that 5 people, only one person is going to be a leader. Only one person is going to be doing what I'm telling you, right? Because it's easy to come in. The thing about network marketing is that it can give you a lot of money, but it's so cheap. Coming in, I mean, signing with Blossom Bloom, you can be a member with 2,000 Rand. You're a member, 5,000 Rand, you're a member. And that is an amount that most of us can afford to lose. Like, it's okay. Like, I've lost. Like, network marketing should really be 100,000 to join network marketing, because the benefits are so amazing, and it should be so hard that I can't lose 100,000. So I'm gonna work this business because I can't lose my 100,000. Yeah, bon. So, but it isn't. We're not going to raise the price. We're going to raise the expectation. We're going to raise what we do, right? So make sure that in your capacity, we're going to do more recruitment training. So I don't want to go into recruiting right now. Make sure that in your capacity, you're putting yourself out there as much as possible, that you are able to recruit more people so that you are able to duplicate yourself as much as possible, because you are not going to be able to successfully duplicate with everyone that you bring in, but you will be able to successfully duplicate with a large number of people that you are coming in with. So in the beginning, it looks really, it's a touch and go situation, right? It's a touch and go. If you are short sighted, you could be frustrated by the process, but I want you to focus on where you are going. I don't want you to be short sighted. I want you to think of a time in your organization where it's 6 o'clock and at 7 o'clock you have 100 people launching. What will that look like in your bank account? Because that is where you should be focused on, right? And that is where you are able to build an organization of huge amount. It's these small, every single day. Every single day, if there is someone doing a Bloom Connect, I know that organization is growing. No matter how slowly it is, but the duplication is sure going to happen because you are consistently doing the work. This is a system that anyone can follow. Are we in agreement? Is there anyone who thinks they can't do the system? I want you to just tell me, like, unmute and just say, I can't. Really? Is this something you can do? Is it something that you can do? It is. It is. Daniela, is this something you can do? I can't see her. Chandra?
Definitely.
Do you feel that there's anyone who cannot do this?
No, we all can do it. If you want to make money fast,
It's
we all
simple.
can do it.
It's simple, and that is the power of systems. Systems are simple, and systems, it's a repeat. I promise you, you can get any successful network marketer and sit them down, and they are going to tell you the same thing. We do the same thing over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. And that is why you learn the skill, because you're doing it over and over again. Let me tell you something. When you first got started, in life, you were not walking, but no one came in the Zoom swaddled with a blanket by their mummies. No, you were here. You've learned the skill of walking. You've learned the skill of doing Zoom. I remember my first time doing Zoom. I was very nervous. I was like, oh my God, I don't want to, I was gonna, but I did. And now I sit on the Zoom comfortably. Every single thing you start by learning. And every single time I think of something when I'm starting, I always remember what I just told you, that I did not walk in here swaddled in a blanket by my mom. I've learned the skills. I've learned how to stand up. I've learned, I've crawled, I've fallen, I've stood up, fell, and I've learned how to walk. I'm now walking. It's something that I once did not know how to do. So this is the same thing. But this is simple enough that anybody can do it. And if your organization is able to repeat this, you have a gold mine. That's it. You've got a gold mine, right? So on the last, okay, we are out of time. So this is duplication. You tell, you show, you try, they do, right? So this is the gospel of duplication. So what I've written down here for you, it's exactly that. You have recruited your level one. You help your level one recruit. When I say help, a lot of people think that you are recruiting for. No, you help them by launching them, right? You help by launching them. So when you launch them, that is where duplication now is beginning. And now you are teaching them. You are teaching them by showing them everything that you are doing. You are showing them, and then they do it. And then you consistently do it, right? At first, it's going to look like nothing. And then you're going to have one leader who just is going to blow your mind. And then you're going to have your second leader, someone that you're not going to tell what to do. They're just going to be doing what you have taught them. But first, you need to be leading, right? So, team rituals, they build duplication. So, I want you to go back, and I want you to decide for yourself, what is your team ritual? It is systems. Our team rituals at Blossom Bloom, it's systems. This is it. That's why it's in a book, right? I wanted to put it in a Bloom book because I do not want anyone to think that there is another secret strategy of success. This is it. It's the ritual over and over and over, right? Now, when you are able to do this, two things are going to happen. You're going to have duplication, and you're going to have retention in your team, right? Now, there's something that we always laugh about in network marketing, and we call it dead on arrival. Someone who signs in, and on arrival, they don't want to do any, they don't, like, you try launch them, they death on arrival. It's okay. When they're in the group, they will decide to come back. And when they decide to come back, you are going to take that as their day one, and you are going to run with them from there. But if someone is still in the group, for me, that person is still, they may be dead on arrival. However, anything can have, the possibility are endless. anything, like one thing, one testimony can just trigger them, over the other line, and they decide that, you know what, they're in. So your job as a leader is to keep pushing your team, until the penny drops. The penny dropping is them deciding for themselves, because you can have someone who from the word go, they are self-motivated and they go out there and they do the things. But you can have someone who's not. And your job as a leader is to keep moving them until they cross the line and the penny drops. The penny drops is when they decide that they are going to do this. How do you do this? You do this by keeping your team engaged and active for every 90 days. Every 90 days, that's all it, every 90 days, right? When they think they want to give up, just hold on for another 90 days, right? Up until the penny drops, because the penny will drop. They will see for themselves how amazing this is. And I'm talking about dead on arrivals, right? So why is this important, right? On the left, I don't know what happened when I changed, when I was typing this, this PDF. I don't know what happened to this, to the top of it. But anyway, on the left is people, who don't quit, and on the right are people who quit, right? So what are the things that people who don't quit, what are the things that normally happen? The first one is that they have a product experience, right? They try the product, they love the product, they're crazy about the product, right? Number two, they get a customer, right? So getting your people to earn money as quickly as possible is so important. In fact, the rule of network marketing is that get your downline to earn within 30 days and you have a 71% retention, right? People that rank advanced, right? It's not easy for them to quit, right? And if you are doing duplication well and you are doing it fast enough, they are going to do that, right? People who get money, meaning that they get paid, either they are earning from the compensation plan straight away, or they are getting money via a customer and they've made a sale. It's important, right? People who create a community, right? I have endless, of people, not even like people that I met through the network marketing industry, who are now like my sisters, who are now my closest friend, right? So this industry just opens up your heart so much. You have no idea the amount of wonderful people that you are going to meet. And having an open heart, it is going to allow you to be part of a community. It's going to allow you to build a community of your own. So I want to say, for you and your team, build a community. And most importantly, be part of a community. Be the first to join a Zoom, be the first to go to a training. When we've got things, when we've got events, be the first to attend events. Don't ever miss out on events that you qualify for, right? That is something that is, even outside of the monetary things that you get from network marketing, but it's something that is just going to make you a better person. You meet people that are just going to make you better, you meet people that are going to love you. You meet people that are going to be your tribe. It just opens up your heart so much. And one of the reasons, I love this business so much is how it is. It just makes me a better human, because I have so many people in my life, so many human interactions, and you're bound to keep on learning from them. You're bound to keep on getting better from the experiences that they give you, right? So friendships, people, who are part of community, people who've got friendships, they don't leave, right? When people feel challenged, right, they don't leave. So challenge them. That's why you need to start small with getting them to present in a launch. The human spirit is like that. We're scared to do something, but once we are successful in doing something, we get addicted to the clap. we get addicted to the success. And it's a wonderful feeling every time you win and you just do something. And here in network marketing, every single day, it's an opportunity to just win. I win when I sell drops each sale. It's a win for me. I win every single day. I win when I make a post. I win when I go live. I win. It's a win, because why? I've gone against myself. I've gone against my comfort zone. I've done something outside of the comfort zone because I don't want to. I want to be on the couch. I want to be with my kids. I want to be loved. I don't want to be out there showing my face. But every time that I do, it's a win. And every time, I get a clap because I've done it well, you feel better, right? So that's another thing. So challenge your community, challenge your team so that they can grow, right? And we do this through trainings such as this, right? People who proclaim for themselves that they're part of this community and they're doing this business, they have a less chance of leaving, right? Because they're telling the world how they're going to the top with this business, right? People who see a vision, they don't leave. And that's one of the reasons I love people who do the numbers, right? I was looking at Supervisor Khuliso's status today, and immediately I knew that it was calculations that were done by Vuvu, because Vuvu is always calculating. But I love it when people are able to see how much a compensation plan is able to pay them, because they then see the vision for themselves, right? So she was doing a power of 5 and a power of 10, and how with just getting 10 people and duplicating that every single month, it's giving her just under 100,000 Rand from the compensation plan. She's got a vision. And that means, you know what? Once you see it, you can work towards it. I have a thing that God doesn't allow me to see anything that I'm going to want unless it is for me, unless I can achieve it too. So that means if I see a little private plane and in my heart something wakes up and says, I need a private plane. God has allowed me to see it so that I know it's possible that I should have a private plane, right? And it's something that I started saying a couple of years ago. I said to my friends, why don't I have anyone in my life who has a private plane? I can't believe it. Why is there no one in my friends who just has a private plane? It's wrong. And my friends kept on laughing about it. But guess what? About a year ago, I moved into a new neighborhood, and 3 houses away, my neighbor, who's exactly 1, 2, 3 houses away, they have a private plane. In their backyard, they have a launch pad, right? That is incredible. So every time they'd like going walking with their kids, they've got small kids and they go past my house. Guess what? I was just like, there's no way now that God has now allowed me to be in the vicinity of someone who's got a private plane, and my plan is to have a private plane, that we are not going to be friends. There's no way. They're going to invite me for dinner, these people, whether they know it or they don't know it. So I started timing my walks. And I would open my gate as they were leaving. And I said, hi, how are you doing? Right? And we started chatting and we started chatting. And guess what? They invited me for dinner. Now I'm inside their circle. So now I don't not have people that own a private plane. The next thing is for me to own it. Because why? It's for me. So I'm just saying, when you have a vision down, I know definitely that Khuliso is going to get to earning that 100K a month, because she has seen it, she's done the math. When she posts it, she's putting it out there that this is for her. Now she's going to earn it, because why not? Once you see it and something wakes up in you and you're saying, you're in agreement that that is for me, God has allowed you to see it for a reason. It's for you, right? So see a vision, a team that has team targets and goals and mentorships. They're going somewhere. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing together. That's a team that is committed, and that's the retention. So I'm just showing you the retention. So the opposite of retention is on the other side. It's people that don't use the product. They're gonna quit. Why are they here? Because we're using products here. Every single day we're waking up with the gut cleanse. We're annoying them, Jay, first of all. We're talking about drops every single day. We're talking about how we're not eating because we're using Shrink AM. They're going to leave, right? Why are you waking up and drinking gut cleanse? They're going to leave because they're not using the product, right? People who don't connect, right? They're just in the group. They don't attend Zooms. They don't attend events that they qualify for. They are not connecting. They are not, befriending anyone. They are not becoming part of a circle. They are not connecting with people with the same vision as them. Guys, befriending people who are on the same mission is so important, right? It's just the same way of how if you are in a house and you are all watching what you're eating, it's easier. But if you are the only one in a house of 5 people and everyone is eating pizza and whatever, it's more difficult. So connect. Every single time you connect, you're going to learn something from someone, right? Every time you connect, you're going to learn how someone else is winning. Someone has the same problem that you have or the same challenge that you have, but they're not challenged by it. Find out why. Why is it a challenge for me and it's not a challenge for you? Right? So people who don't connect, people who don't tell anyone, people who have no results, right? They're not going out there. They just have a back office, but they haven't done anything, right? They're not doing anything, right? They're not connecting with anyone. They're not pushing anything, right? People who don't grow, they don't make the money, of course they're gonna leave, right? They don't make any friends, of course they're gonna leave because they're not doing anything. There's no mentorship and there's no motivation, right? So as a leader, those are your tips on your team duplication and your team retention because that goes hand in hand, right? Thank you so much, Bloomers. I'm going to allow us. I know that we've spent a little bit more time than we should have. Our training is an hour, but I'm going to allow questions so that I know that nobody is unclear about anything. You can just go ahead and type, or you can unmute, and we can have a discussion. If you've got a question, let's go ahead and address it right now in connection with your team duplication. If there's anything you have not understood, or you've got a question, or anything at all. Any questions? We all clear? We get it? There's no one who's not understanding anything. Oh, wow. No questions at all. We all get it. Do we all get it? We get it, right? I know it seems like, Nkosi says, got it. I know it may seem like a lot, but can I tell you something? Every single winner in network marketing is the same as you. The only difference is someone made a decision. So you are one decision away from making sure that what you want to happen will happen, right? You are one decision away. That's all it takes. It's always a story that I always love telling, that how when I got started in network marketing, and it was the best thing that happened for me because every single person that I thought was going to join my business, they didn't. They laughed at me. People at work. I mean, these people, we were struggling together with salary. And when I said, guys, I found it, and I was so excited, the first one who opened their mouth said, Bongiwe, just go back and just do your PhD or something. Like, finish studying. Like, please, what is this? And it was the best thing that it ever did for me because I got angry. I got so mad. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to show them. I'm going to bulldoze this thing. And that is exactly what happened. 6 months later, they were coming back and they were, this thing of yours. And it was already late because I was already earning that time, like, I was 60,000 part-time, kabanga. And they were like, this thing of yours. And I'm like, yes, I'm listening. So I want you to make a decision. Don't be overwhelmed. We are here to guide and help, but you need to understand that if it has to be, it has to be done by you. And I need you to get obsessed with learning every single day. Get obsessed with learning something new about your craft. Follow people. Follow people. If you're not sure about who to follow, please bang my door. I follow so many network marketers that are multiple millionaires in dollars. That's who I like to follow. I like to follow, like, I love that. Like, the language is just different, right? Follow people, like, do that. Be obsessed about learning every single day, and you are going to bulldoze it. There's no reason that you shouldn't. Absolutely no reason. Absolutely none. Right. So let me see. How do we sleep after the training? You take your string PM and you're gonna sleep peacefully. That is how you sleep. Thank you. So says, when is the recruitment training going to be? Soon, my darling. Very soon. Every Tuesday it is training. This training, a lot I need to change and how I run my business. Thank you so much, CEO. Let's duplicate. Wonderful. Let us duplicate and keep on going, and you are going to win. Just decide that this is going to happen for you, and you are going to win, and you will. Right. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you so much. I can listen for hours. I can talk for hours. Duplication is something I'm so passionate about. And honestly, guys, I promise you, the minute you get to duplication, you are going to enjoy your business so much, because that is also where you see the compounding effect, right? Before duplication, every single PV that comes in, you are aware of it, you know where it's coming from, right? And you need to get to a point where you no longer know where the PVs are coming from. They are just coming. But that doesn't happen before you do the work. You have to do the work. And most of the work that you have to do is internal. It's on you, right? The more work you do on you, the better, the more you become, the more you attract. That is, your capacity of receiving gets bigger and bigger the more you open up your learning pool. But you don't have to learn everything all at once. Every day, just 1% better. Every day, 1% better. That is how you are going to eat this elephant and get to ambassador, by every day committing. But it starts with your diary. It starts with you knowing what is happening in your business. And it starts with knowing that, being sober minded, that you are the person who's responsible for the results. The minute that you understand that, you're not going to sleep on the opportunity, you're not going to sleep on your money, because you're going to understand that you're not going to be waiting for someone else to make action. You're not going to be waiting for your team. Just because you've brought this person in here, now you're expecting them to break mountains while you are sipping Ikat cleanse. No, doesn't work like that. You break your back before your team is going to break their back. If you're wanting your team to go out and start doing presentations, you do it first. You show them that this is what you want. And you look stupid first, doing it. But the minute you have results from it, your team is going to start doing it. Nobody's going to tell them that this is how we do it, because they will know. No one is going to ask you about your success. Like, that is the thing. And I want you to be the kind of leader that is not outworked by anyone in their group. You know, when they're talking about leadership, excellence, you are not outworked by anyone. So no one says, Bongiwe, how do you do it? They know. They know how you do it. They see you. 1 minute you are doing your one-on-one after work. They see you after work. That's what you are doing, right? So you are now fostering a team of people, showing that after work you work your business. After work you work your business, right? They see you on Saturdays. That on Saturdays you're out serving your team. What is showing to your team? It's showing your team that this is what happens. Saturdays are for building your team, right? Whatever you want to happen, whatever you want your team to duplicate, you need to do it, and then your team is going to duplicate it. So, good night, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see each other again on the next training.